Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sharadindu Vikasa Mandahasan Spuradindi Varalochanaభిरामाम् Aravinda Samana Sundarasyam Aravinda Sana Sundari Mupase Arunang Karunantarangidaksheen Dhrutabashang Kujapushpavana Japamani Madhivravrutam Mayughairahamitya Vibhavaje Bhavani Om Katyayanaja Vidmahe Kanyakumari Dhimahi Tanno Durgyah Prachodayad Om Aim Hrim Shrim Shrimatre Namaha. Namaskar to everyone. I'll be speaking today about the Lalita Sahasranamam. So it's a Sahasranamam, is Sahasra is 1,000, infinite. So the time whatever we have, we will touch base with few names of the Lalita, and we will learn about the importance of the Lalita and Lalita Sahasranama and the story behind the Lalita Sahasranama also we will learn. And then, you might have some questions, so we can answer those questions also. So in the picture what you see here, she is Lalita Parabhattarika. That is the name of her. We call Lalita Parabhattarika. This is the gigantic form of Lalita. In this form also described in the 1,000 names. That name is Sachamara Ramavani Savya Dakshina Sevita. There are two names described in this image, which is Sachamara Ramavani. If you look at in the picture, there is a Rama and Vani. Vani is the Saraswati and Lakshmi. Rama means Lakshmi. The both sides there are two female goddesses who is fanning to the Raja Rajeshwari, the Lalita. And she is sitting on Sadashiva. The Sadashiva is her Paryanka. Paryanka means her asana. And underneath there are 4 gods are there. One is Brahma, and one is Rudra, one is Shankara, and one is Madhusudana. These are called Pancha Brahmas. So there are 2 names involved in this image, just to understand how this image form came, because this kind of a deity you won't see anywhere in the temples. These deities are very rare, and so far there is no manifested deity in the world. So this deity is called Lalita Maha Tripura Sundari or Lalita Parabhattarika. It's the combination of 2 names, Sachamara Ramavani Savya Dakshina Sevita, means Rama and Vani both are on both sides to the Lalita, and they're fanning, and then she is residing in Pancha Brahmasanasthita. She is residing on the asana of Pancha Brahmas. 5 Brahmas are holding this asana. Who are those 4 Brahmas? The Brahma himself and Rudra, 5 faces Rudra, and Shankara and Sadashiva and Madhusudana. These are the 5 Brahmas. And these 5 Brahmas normally we don't see as of course you see as temples, Vishnu temple, Shiva temple, all those, but these are on a higher level consciousness. You can see in the Puranas or in the Mantra Shastras. So this image is very, very important for Lalita Sahasranama sadhaka. Whoever is doing the sadhana of Lalita Sahasranama learning, they should know, they should understand the whole meaning of this Lalita. And if you look at in her four hands, we will be in the further slides, we will be talking about why she has four hands and what are those she holding and how she controls this universe, our human mentality with those four hands, with the four astras she has in her hand. So now I will be moving into next slide. Before I move, in this slide you need to the one Maha main mantra, which is Om Aim Hreem Shreem Shri Matre Namaha. This mantra is a Maha mantra. You can call it's a Maha mantra because just by doing Om instant, without even bija mantra, without even adding Om Aim Hreem Shreem, just do Om Shri Matre Namaha, Om Shri Matre Namaha, Om Shri Matre Namaha. That mantra itself called Matru Panchakshari mantra. Like how you might know, you might heard Shiva Panchakshari. This mantra is called as a Matru Panchakshari. Like for Shiva, you have 5 syllables, and for mother also 5 syllables, Shri Matre Namaha. And this mantra itself can give a unanimous success in life. One's life who does the sadhana, you don't need to read all 1,000 names. Just like how in Vishnu Sahasranama they say Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyan Rama Nama Varanane. In the Vishnu Sahasranama they say Shri Rama, Shri Rama, Shri Rama. 3 times if you chant with the pure mind, it will equal into 1,000 times. Again, that is in a different story and how it becomes, we are not talking on that. But same way, Shri Matre Namaha, if you just do the essence of Lalita Sahasranama is in this mantra, Shri Matre Namaha. One thing you need to understand, just remember, first shloka, first mantra of Lalita Sahasranama is Shri Mata. So from that Shri Mata, mantra became Shri Matre Namaha. And mother word what we use in English also came from Mata or Matra, Matre. So mother also come from this. And now the whole Lalita Sahasranama, we will be talking later on also, but I'm giving you the just beginning how this whole thing is unfold. It starts with Shri Matre Namaha and it ends with Shri Lalitambikayai Namaha. Shri Lalitambikayai Namaha. Shri Lalita, if you take the Shri Lalita, Ambikayi. Ambika means again mother. There is a Ambika mantra itself is a very powerful. Om Ambikayi Namaha. Om Ambikayi Namaha itself is a powerful mantra. In that also you will find 5 syllables. So Shri Matre, starting with mother, ending with mother. This whole universe is within the mother. We are within the mother. Even we come out, we born as within the mother, from the mother. And even though we come out of the mother, still we are in the mother. This universe is a form of the mother. That is the whole symbolic of Lalita Sahasranama. He is covered with the motherhood, everything in the whole universe. So Shri Matre Namaha is If somebody can do with the bijas, it's very powerful. If you cannot do the bijas, just do Om Shri Matre Namaha. So very powerful mantra. So if somebody wants to be an aspirant of Lalita Sahasranama, and you want to join, start your Lalita Sahasranama sadhana, just start with without hesitation with this mantra. Keep the picture in front of your eyes and concentrate and do this mantra, Shri Matre Namaha. That is the beginning of your sadhana into Shri Vidya. Shri Vidya is another ocean. It's a knowledge of big ocean. The Shri Vidya tradition, you can be initiated into Shri Vidya tradition by this mantra itself. Now, so we will learn a little bit of Lalita, about Lalita, what is Lalita, and then we will go further. Lalita is a joyful, dynamic, and it's our own self expression. It's a Lalita is a very Lalita. It's in the Lalita, in these three words, mother also involved. If you look into Telugu, the language is one of the important thing. In Sanskrit, Lalita is a joyful, happy, and another meaning, mother. A free consciousness without craving and aversions, well founded in the self, naturally ecstatic and vibrant. Sri Lalita is perceived as the purest one and as the embodiment of unimaginable beauty in innocence and compassion. She is the embodiment of compassion, daya, because Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Daya Rupena Samsthita. In the Lalita, in the Devi Mahatmyam we chant Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Daya Rupena Samsthita. Daya is the compassion. At the same time, Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Bhukti Rupena Samsthita. She is the one in the form of our hunger. She is the, there are many forms she takes. So she is the embodiment of love and compassion. Chanting the 1,000 names of Devi enlivens the qualities within us. We also gain the ability to see and appreciate the beauty in the world around us. This leads to content and prosperous existence. We are grateful to our ancient seers who, by worshipping the divinity in all its diverse qualities, showed us the way to lead an all-inclusive life. This, when you practice chanting the Lalita Sahasranama, you will feel inner joy automatically. When you feel inner joy automatically, you will see everything positive surrounding you. Only thing is, we need to surrender to the mother. As Adi Shankaracharya says, Natato na mata na bandhur na data na putro na putri na bhrutyo na bharta na janami vidya na vrittir mamaiva gatestvam gatestvam Tvameka Bhavani. Gatistvam Gatistvam Tvameka Bhavani. Gatistvam Gatistvam Tvameka Bhavani. In these verses, Adi Shankara is saying, "O mother, I don't have a parents, I don't have a brothers, sisters, no family. Only you are my final source." That kind of a surrenderness. Once we surrender to the goddess and we do our sadhana, you will enjoy. Because whenever we do the sadhana, we don't do the sadhana for others. Sadhana is for us. So when we do the sadhana, we have to do the sadhana that in that that point, that kind of an surrender level. Then you will enjoy the sadhana what you do. So Lalita is basically creating happiness and joy in your life. And end of our life, we all want happiness and peace in our life. Now again, Lalita Sahasranama shares an insight on the different qualities of the manifested divinity. Again, we are talking about the divinity in Sanatana Dharma. Why I'm using Sanatana Dharma? Sanatana means eternal. And I don't say Hinduism. Of course, we can say Hinduism, but the Vedic tradition is if you want to wish through the Vedic tradition, we don't say hi, hello. We say Namaste. Namaste means I'm saluting the divinity within you. That is the meaning of the Namaste. So the Vedic tradition is the only tradition can say we see the divinity in every human. So that is the word, the Sanatana Dharma. Lalita Sahasranama shares in insight of the different qualities of the manifested divinity. Several descriptions of the attributes have been beautifully threaded together. It is an expression of the multiple dimensions of the eternal divinity. We have come to this planet for a beautiful and higher purpose. And that is true. And we all, if you just think why purpose of our life in this planet, there is a purpose. Every person born in this planet for a purpose. Nobody born without a purpose. When chanted with awareness and faith, Shri Lalita brings refinement in the consciousness and dawn, positivity, dynamism, and joy. So not only we ourselves experience joy and ecstasy, but also spread the happiness in the society. So when you chant Lalita Sahasranama, you don't be happy only yourself. The vibration can make positive environment around your house, around you as well. Now, Lalita chanting. When you chant nowadays people are chanting in a group, different groups, and they chant from the distance also. There is no prayer similar to this one, which would given both pleasure and salvation. For once recite these 1,000 names, get both pleasure and as well as salvation. It is can also chanted with a specific desire in mind. When chanted by a lady, it has a very positive effect on the household and the family relationships. This is, of course, you can chant, everybody can chant, but if this, because there is another name in the one of the name in the 1,000 names, Suvasinyachana Prita Ye Namaha. The meaning of this Suvasinyachana Prita Ye Namaha, one lady is worshipping another lady. Like Suvas, it's called in Sanskrit Suvasini. And this is the main big remedy also. If somebody is not having a good relationship, somebody is having a problem with relationship, somebody is having a problem with finding a spouse, this mantra, Suvasinyachana Pritaye Namaha, this sadhana of this mantra can bring right soulmate to you. So that is the reason. If one lady is doing, it can protect the whole household, all family. Lalita Sahasranama chanting also harmonize any negative efforts that might come due to the rituals or pujas that were not completed or that were not performed in right manner. Merits earned by chanting is considered equivalent to the merit earned by visiting places of the pilgrimage. For those who are unable to visit these places, when you cannot visit temples, you cannot go, like for example, we are in total lockdown situation right now. We are doing this conference over the using all the technology and distance. Just chant this Lalita Sahasranama where you are, you will get the benefit of visiting all the temples. So because when you chant with the proper mindset and surrenderness, definitely Goddess will listen to you. Now, what is the significance of the Lalita Sahasranama? Before we start, we go other talks, other slides, we need to understand what is the significance. Chanting the Sahasranama is a ritual by itself. It purifies the mind and uplifts the consciousness. These chants capture our wandering mind. The mind becomes one-pointed and focused on divinity and its attributes. This relaxes the nervous system, relief from malefic effects of the planets, or evil spirits can be attained by chanting the Sahasranama. This one thing you need to understand, because the whole Srishti, the whole world, whole universe is coming from her. Because even 10 incarnations of Vishnu come from her. Lalita's, what do you call this, nails. Narayana Dasha Krutihi. Narayana Dasha Akrutihi. 10 forms of Narayana came invented, like they born from her nails. So that kind of a powerful goddess she is. Relief from malefic, and so the planets also can be controlled by malefic planets can be addressed by Lalita Sahasranama. Olden days, they used to give a name Lalita or Rajarajeshwari or Sita. Now all these names related with the goddess mother. So whenever you call this name, it becomes a japa. Like, in a day, you call your children the same name maybe 100 times, your 100 count will go into your karma. So that is the reason those names were there in those days. But nowadays, culture is changed. But again, now everybody is coming back to the same culture now. Where they started, they're coming back to the same. So malefic planets can be also addressed, because you have according to the astrological chart, you have some problem and some remedies needed. Before even you start any other remedy, my recommendation is to start this Shri Matre Namaha mantra, and half of the problem you will start feeling some kind of a big support is behind you. And it's a practical experience I'm talking on myself, and I have given this mantra to many before we start like remedies to people, and people can feel some kind of a protection layer behind them, and they feel much more relaxed and much more easygoing by doing this mantra. But again, don't do the mantra to test the mantra. Do the mantra to protected by the mantra. If you do that way, then you will feel the energy. If you want to test the mantra, many people, so in the past, they tried to test it and they never got succeeded in the mantras, like for testing. So divine Devi protects from the dangerous and from attacks by enemies. Victory in battle is achieved. If one chants these names without any desires or attachments, gets the knowledge of Brahman and is released from the bonds of life. See, the Lalita Sahasranama itself is an Upanishad. You can get a Brahman consciousness. You can get your Chaitanya can be awoken. So your whole Kundalini can be awoken by practicing Lalita Sahasranama. That is the word I'm trying to say. The point is, the Lalita Sahasranama chanting itself is its own ritual. You don't need to do a swaha every time. Just chant, practice the Lalita Sahasranama. If you don't know how to chant, just listen. I have my own chanting on my website, and or I can send it the link also. So just by listening the chant itself and follow, you have to look at the book and then follow. If you do 10-15 times, you will start getting into yourself to practice. And it takes maybe 20-25 minutes. If you go a little slow, it may take 40 minutes, but that's okay in the beginning. But you can do this chanting while walking, while doing some other work also, but automatically it will becomes your habit and you will feel the energy. Now that is the introduction of Lalita. So before we start rest of the things, is there any questions before I move forward? Swamiji, I can continue. Or any questions?
Any questions? No.
Okay. So here, Vashinyadi Vagdevatas, the heading. So who are these Vashinyadi Vagdevatas? Before you know about them, we need to know the story, why these Vashinyadi Vagdevatas came. The story behind this is, when mother thought, okay, now my kids needs something for their protection, she called this Vashinyadi Vagdevatas. We will be learning those names also later slides. So those are Vashinyadi Vagdevatas are these 8 the devatas we called Vashinyadi Vagdevata. Like these are Vak Devatas. They themselves, in the name itself, you can see Vak Devatas. There are Devatas of speech. Vashinyadi Vak Devatas. So one day in the Brahmanda, in the Manipura, Manidvipa, because the goddess residence is the town of the Lalita is called Manidvipa. And that Manidvipa is another subject, like in how Lalita Sahasranama itself, we can have another session on Manidvipa. Manidvipa itself is a description of how the Vastu, how many layers, how many chakras, the Manidvipa itself is a own meditation theme. You can enter into one enclosure after another enclosure and you reach to the goddess there. So in the Manidvipa, there is a house called Chintamani Gruha. In the Lalita Sahasranama, you can hear these names. Chintamani Gruhantastha, Chintamani Gruhantastha. So in the town of Manidvipa, in the house called Chintamani Gruha, she was residing in the house, and she called these Vashinyadi Vagdevatas. These devatas are always surrounding by her, and they wait for her order, what she is going to say, and they're going to start the work on that. Like you can call them as they are her assistants. And these Vashinyadi Vagdevatas, she called one day and said, you go and chant, Lalita, chant and praise about me. This is the words, real words. In this is the book called Lalitopakhyanam. The story what I'm talking here, the story comes from Lalitopakhyanam. And she herself said, go and pray about me and give 1,000 names and give those names also such a way it connects with the human and connects with the universe. So these Vasinyadi Vagdevas, they started because in the all 1000 names of Lalita, 999 names are praising the mother. Only one name is her, Lalita. So all other names are praising to her. So they started praising. And how did they do? They chanted each shloka, each mantra in the form of garland. Because that is the reason Lalita Sahasranama itself, it's called as a Mala mantra. The whole Lalita Sahasranama itself called Mala mantra. So now, what is the Mala mantra? Why we call the Mala mantra? Next slides we will learn. So now we are talking about Vashinyadi Vagdevatas. So these Devatas started Shri Mata, Shri Maharagni, Shri Mat Simhasaneshwari, Chidagni Kunda Sambhuta, Devakarya Samujjata. Like this they are starting. They started. So the 8 Vasinyadi Vagdevatas have emerged from Devi herself, seeing the 1000 flowers at the feet of Divine Mother. This each name becomes a flower of the flower. They have gathered them and offered them as an prasadam to the rishis, who in turn have given them to all the humanity. So this is called Mala Mantram. Lalita Sahasranama, in the beginning, Vashinyadi Vagdevata Rishayaha, Lalita Sahasranama Nama, Lalita Sahasranama Mala Mantrasya. So it's a Mala Mantra. It's a garland of mantras. So what are those 8 Devatas? And please remember this, this is the why you're learning these names. These 8 names can be a very powerful mantras in your daily routine also. Now, again, who is Vashini, who is Kameshwari, who is Modini, who is Vimala? There is a different topics for each Devata. Each one has their own territory, their own work. They have, we can write in another book on each one. So they have, you can consider them as in their own ministry. So Vashini, Kameshwari, Modini, Vimala, Aruna, Jayini, Sarveshwari, Kaulini. These are the names, 8 Devatas called Vak Devatas. Why you called Vashinyadi Vak Devata? Because first one is Vashini. Vashini is control. Kameshwari, fulfill of desire. Modini, making happiness. Vimala, giving the right advices. Aruna, like a sun. Jayini, victory. Sarveshwari, she is the goddess for everywhere, everyone. So these 8 names can, itself is a Maha mantra. Om Vashinyai Namaha, Om Kameshwaryai Namaha, Om Modinyai Namaha, Om Vimalayai Namaha, Om Arunayai Namaha, Om Jayinyai Namaha, Om Sarveshwaryai Namaha, Om Kaulinyai Namaha. These 8 names itself have its own powerful energy when you do these mantras. Now, for what remedies, what purpose these mantras? Of course, it's another topic. Again, I want, if I start, it will divert into another chapter, another topic. So I'm not going there, but I'm just touching only the 8 Vashinyadi Vagdevatas itself. And because in the Lalita Sahasranama, why we are taking these names, because the Lalita Sahasranama to come into this planet, this universe, these are the you can call as the creators of the Lalita Sahasranama. They are the writers of the Lalita Sahasranama. But these 8 goddesses initiated to Hayagriva. Hayagriva initiated to Agastya. So in the Lalita Sahasranama, they talk about Hayagriva Agastya Samvade in the end, in the last shloka, 183 shloka, it is Shri Lalita Sahasranama Divya. And they say it's a Rahasya Nama. These all 1,000 names are secret names of goddess. And Hayagriva Agastya Samvade, Hayagriva and Agastya, they both talked. Hayagriva initiated to Agastya. Agastya is a seer. Those also you will be learning in next slide. Here see, you can see the Hayagriva and you can see the Agastya. Agastya has, he holds the Kamandala, and on the other hand he holds the Japamala. And Hayagriva is a form of Lord Vishnu, who is having a face of Haya means horse faces. And this Hayagriva god is for the knowledge seekers. The best mantra is Om Hayagriva Yanamaha. Om Hayagriva Yanamaha. This mantra itself is a good mantra to increase your memory power. Not the memory in the computer. You can make your brain like a computer by doing this mantra. And believe me, I have given this mantra to many students and I have seen the results. Like, whenever I do this mantra, mantras on people, I do in a research mode. Okay, let me test this mantra. Let me give this mantra. And you have to choose the person also. Is that person is capable for doing this mantra or not? And for small kids, when they come to temple, a lot of people needs help in their studies. So it made a big difference by doing this mantra. It doesn't matter students, like your age. Anybody can do by Hayagriva mantra to memorize increase your memory power. Not only that, it's my own experience I will share with you. In 2018, I went to Kailash Manasarovar. And all in my life, I never be on a horse. I never. Honestly, I don't want to go to nearby horse. But we took a horse because when we walk around the Mount Kailash 3 days. So of course I walked half of it, but half of it I was on the horse. And you cannot control the horse. Once you are on the horse will control you. So you want to go somewhere and horse will go wherever horse wants to go. So immediately it stuck in my mind, let's do this mantra. Honestly, I know this mantra works for memory and so on. But that mantra worked over there to control that horse by me. And most of the horses running here and there, but my horse was very pleasant and I never had any problem. And most of the people fall from the horses, but I never fall from the horse. So that I'm just giving you an example how mantra works, because mantra has an energy, and when you do the mantra, we may not see the sukshma, the subtle level of energies, but especially the animals can feel more easily. So many times we live in the same house, many subtle energies going around us, we may not see them. To see that subtle energy, that our sadhana is required. That is the reason the Guru says, do your sadhana, because by doing the sadhana, you can be aware of your surroundings. You don't need to help others. You can help yourself by doing sadhana. Because sadhana will increase the punya bala in the chart, in the astrological chart. Punya is coming from your ancestors, and punya bala is created by you. So Hayagriva and Agastya, these two devatas were big, that in between these two conversation is the Lalita Sahasranama. And who initiated these two? Hayagriva was initiated by the Vashinyadi Vagdevatas, and Hayagriva initiated to Agastya. So that is the reason. So just do the namaskar to the deities itself, because it's very pleasant to have darshan of Hayagriva, and especially is a Guru Purnima tomorrow. So having these all are gurus. So having we would having a ritual of gurus also today by having darshan of these two. Now, in the previous slide, I said Mala mantra. So what is the Mala mantra? So how many kinds of mantras are there? Mantra ekaksharaha pindaha kartaryod vyakshara varnatrayam samarabhya navarnavadi bijakaha. So here the shloka is describing about mantras. What kind of, how, in the mantra, how many syllables, what they called. One letter mantra is called pinda mantras. Pinda. Mantra ekakshara pindaha. One syllable mantra is called pinda. Two syllable mantras called kartarya. And 3 to 9 syllable mantras called bija mantras. Om, Aim, Hrim, Shri. You ever see anywhere there are bijas, you won't find always goes as an akuta, is always 3. Varnatrayam samarabhya. 3 letters to 9 letters, 9 syllables are bija mantras. And from 10 to 20 or after, all are called Maha mantras. And okay, here is this I given clearly here. 1 letter mantra is Pinda mantra. 2 letter mantras Kartari mantra. 3 to 9 letter mantras Bija mantras. 10 to 20 letter mantra is Maha mantra. After 20 letter mantras is called Mala mantras. So now you can see the 1000 names of mantras. It's not just the names of 1000 of Lalita. It's the mantras of Lalita. So it's all 1000. So Mala mantra. It's a garland of mantras. So this is the when you learn about the mantras. Okay, the 1 letter mantra, 2 letter mantra, 3 letter mantra. In the Lalita Sahasranama itself, when you chant, you will see this kind of like a different mantras. Some mantras are 1, some mantras are 2 letters, some mantras 3 letters. So you will see this kind of names, the mantras in the Lalita Sahasranama. Now, one important thing needs to understand about the Lalita Sahasranama is Chandas. So here, the Chandas is very important. It's a meter. And Lalita Sahasranama is an Anushtup Chandas. Anushtup is most of the, you can see even Shiva Sahasra or Lakshmi Sahasra or most of these chantings are in the Anushtup meter. Anushtup is called it's a Vedic meter itself. It's a 16 letter in the mantras. You will find most of the 16 letter mantras in this 1000 names in the Lalita Sahasranama. Lalita Sahasranama, and now importance here, the meaning of the 2 names, Shri Mata, Shri Lalitambika. Lalita Sahasranama starts with Shri Mata, ends with the Lalitambika, Shri Lalitambika. In total, so what is that Shri Lalitambika? See, because Shri Lalita is her name, not just Lalita, Shri Lalita. Shri is the 1 letter. Shri means the goddess. Lalita is her name. So Shri is the bija. Ambika is the three letters again. Ambika. Shri Mata, three letters. See this, you connect with this. In the beginning also I said, the whole Lalita Sahasranama starts with mother, ends with mother. So nothing else in this universe. We are starting our life with the mother, ends with the mother. Maybe our maternal mother will give a birth to us, but after a while, she leaves us alone. Okay, you live your life. But the mother here we are living all our life invisibly, she is there for us every time. So, because that is the what this whole Maya itself is a motherhood. We are living, starting with mother, ending our life with the mother. So the whole Lalita Sahasranama teaching about the whole life also, how we can fulfill our life by doing positive things. And if you ever count Lalita Sahasranama, it's 182 and a half shlokas. You can count this. You can consider this lesson as some of the secrets of the Lalita also. Because you might, of course we will learn few mantras of Lalita Sahasranama today, but again, 1,000 names is impossible. But we need to understand the essence of the Lalita. Then you may feel, okay, now I should learn the whole 1,000 names. And then yes, of course, we can start I'm starting a Vishnu Sahasranama in few weeks from the ashram I'm teaching. So same way Lalita Sahasranama also can be learned. So here in the Lalita Sahasranama, in the mantra, if you count, 182 and a half shlokas are mantras. And what is the 182? If you 182 and a half is exactly 6 months, right? So if you, now here you're connecting with the astrology also, just connect, like understand here why is 182 and a half, why not 183, why not 181? See, this can be written by any poet also. But why this can be written by any Muni also, Rishi also? But no, Lalita Sahasranama is written by Vashinyadi Vag Devatas. These the Devatas written, and they purposely started with the one letter. They went to up to 16 letters, and they exactly stopped at 182 and a half, which is Uttarayana, Dakshinayana. So there are two ayanas. So here the goddess has her Virat Rupa, means the gigantic form of Lalita. In the first slide you see in the picture, in that she controls the whole universe within herself. In the one of the name in Lalita Sahasranama, they say Unmesha Nimishotpanna Vipanna Bhuvana Valihi. Her eyes, if she close just for even second, there might be some big disasters in the Brahmanda. So that is the reason she doesn't blink her eyes also to protect her kids. So the 182 and a half shlokas represents half of the year. Now, in each shloka, they have two lines, which we called pada, right? If you multiply 182 multiplied by 2 is 365. So 365 days in the year. So if you chant Lalita Sahasranama at least once in a day, you can see how much benefit you are getting for whole year. And you are not only that, in Uttarayana Dakshinayana, when you take in the Uttarayana Dakshinayana, there are tithis are there. And you, according to the astrology, tithis are main, Tithir Vishnu Tathavaro, that is the Panchanga. Tithi is one of the important element in the astrology. At your birth, tithi is very important when you born. So the tithi is very, very important. And in the Lalita Sahasranama, tithis are called Nitya Devatas. Like, those, I did not list them here, but there are 15 Nitya Devatas are there. Padhyami, Vidya, Tadiya, Chaturthi, Panchami, Shashti. Each tithi has a Devata and mantra, including Amavasya and Paurnima. So Amavasya and Paurnima itself, they have their own value. But here, Pratipan Mukhya Rakanta Tithi Mandala Pujita. It's called Tithi Mandala. From first Tithi to the 15th Tithi, actually 16. Amavasya also, if you add total Tithis, same Tithis will repeat. But in Tithi Mandala, there are 16 Tithis. So that is the reason many people celebrate Navaratri, 9 nights, but sadhakas perform the not 9 nights, they practice 15 nights. Because on the day 1, she in the Bala small, and then she grows and she grows and she grows, and in the 1,000 petals of lotus, she becomes the Rajarajeshwari. So it's a very beautifully described in the Lalita Sahasranama. When we will be learning, sometime if somebody is interested, I will be happy to teach. When this name comes, Pratipan Mukhya Rakanta Tithi Mandala Pujita, each mantra, this whole mantra can be given a 90-minute talk or more, because that talks about the Tithi Nitya Devatas. What are the Tithi Nitya Devatas? What are their duties? It connects with the 9 planets again. So Uttarayana, Dakshinayana, Tithis and Nakshatras, 27 Nakshatras, all this comes under this Uttarayana, Dakshinayana. So this 182 shlokas will address every one of them. So that is the reason when you do 182 and a half shlokas chanting daily, it can give you unanimous strength for yourself. Now, in the Lalita Sahasranama, you can divide into 6 parts. What are the 6 parts? One is Nama Vaibhavam, Rupa Vaibhavam, Leela Vaibhavam, Tattva Vaibhavam, Mantra Vaibhavam, Yoga Vaibhavam. These 6 qualities you can find in the whole 1,000 names. Some of the only names, importance of the names. Somebody asked me, Panditji, I want a name for my baby girl. I don't go into a naming books or Google. I just go to Lalita Sahasranama and find a name for them. Because you cannot beat these names with any other names. So that is the best, like a naming, it's very powerful names you can find here. And that name has a meaning also. So Nama Vaibhavam and Rupa Vaibhavam. There are in 1,000 shlokas, mantras, some of the shlokas describing about her name, some of the shlokas describing about her Rupa. Rupa is her beauty. And it describes about her eyes. Her eyes were compared with the fish. That is the name the goddess called in Madurai. She got the name of Meenakshi. Why? Her eyes looks like fish. Then her become name as Meenakshi. Why? Because fish can, when you fish is a mother fish, can watch with her eyes, and the baby fish can be fed. Normally, mother needs to give, feed baby, but fish can feed by looking her eyes. The baby fish can be fed. So that is Meenakshi. So same way, by looking, her one glimpse of her look on us can change our life. So Rupa Vaibhavam and Leela Vaibhavam. She did many Leelas. Leela means she's did a big Leela is I'm not finding the right word for Leela. Komelaji, are you there? Okay, anyway, Leela is some, she
Hello, Panditji, I think it's like a drama.
Drama, yes.
Leela, it's like a
yeah. So
Leela.
She did many dramas in the whole, in the many stories. Like she killed the Mahishasura, she killed the Raktaksha, Raktabija. She created, the stories. In one of the Leela, she was meditating on the mountain, and the Rakshasa Shumbha and Shumbha came to her, and they said, "Come, my king wants to marry you." And she created a whole Leela there. She said, "Yes, she could have said, 'Hey, get out! I'm a beautiful woman. Why should I marry your king?'" She could have said that. No, she did not say. She created a Leela. She said, "Sure, I will marry your king. Ask him to come and fight with me." Think why she created this Leela? She needs to teach a lesson to all the demons in the world. Hey, don't underestimate the power of a woman. So it talks about a lot of feminism also in this. So Lalita Sahasranama itself, it's as Leelas. So some of the mantras or shlokas are Leela, created drama, lot of drama. And Tattva is the philosophical level. Some people want Leelas. When you come to a spirituality, everybody directly cannot go to the Tattva. They cannot reach to the philosophical word. Beginning of philosophy, to reach to that level, to last one is yoga. To reach to that yoga level, you have to start with the nama. Start with the name, and then Rupa, then Leela.
Panditji, Leela is given divine play.
Divine play, yes.
Yeah.
The drama is a normal word in our general word, but divine play. So, Tattva is that you are entering into a philosophical world, and that teaches, the Tattva is the full essence. This Lalita Sahasranama is full of essence of Upanishads. There is, in the Lalita Sahasranama, talks about Chandogya Upanishad, talks about Taittiriya Upanishad, talks about the Mandukya Upanishad, Kathopanishad. Every Upanishad you name it, you will find in this Lalita Sahasranama. It's different mantras. Again, if you ask me today what is the mantra for this Upanishad, again, this talk is not for that. So what I'm saying, this is a big ocean with 1,000 mantras. You can make millions of mantras out of this once you start your research. So Tattva Vaibhava is that. Now next level is mantra. Mantra is Manana Trajateti Mantraha. With your mind and body, when you concentrate your mind in the 0 degree level and bring your consciousness into your Brahman consciousness, connects with that and do the mantra, you get the right result. So to mantra vaibhavam, importance and glory of mantra can be learned in this Lalita Sahasranama. And then at last, yoga vaibhavam, yogena ante, according to the Shastra, how we should live. It talks in Raghuvamsha, I believe. Raghuvamsha is one of the poetry written by Kalidasa. He says, Shaishave abhyasta vidyanam yavvane vishayishinam vardhakye munivrittinam Yogena ante tanutyajam. When the time comes to leave this body, how should we leave? We should leave with yogena ante tanutyajam. With yoga, we should leave our body. Okay, now in a very layman question, may be asked, Yogena ante tanutyajam means we should die by doing a yoga? No. Yogena means that is the Shri Vidya yoga. When you do the sadhana, you connect your inner consciousness with the Brahman consciousness. So, Atma, Paramatma. Once the Atma connects with the Paramatma, that is the what is the yoga. Yoga is not just a yoga of asanas. These asanas will connect and take you to that level of yoga where you see a Brahman consciousness, Yoga Vaibhavam. So these 6 you can divide, and somebody can, once they learn the Lalita Sahasranama and they understand, you can do a research of, okay, what are the names indication of the mantras? What are the mantras are indicating about the beauty? What are the mantras indicating about divine play, Leela? What are the mantras indicating about Tattva? What are the mantras indicating about the mantra? What are the mantras indicating about yoga? You can write a separate books on Lalita Sahasranama on different topics. So this is when you do a sadhana, you do a research on this level, then you understand each mantra. Now, we will talk about 3 mantras in the first 3 names of the Lalita. Sorry?
Sorry.
Are you talking to me?
No, sorry. I didn't mean to.
Just somebody sneezed. Pandit, I have a question for you. In the mantras, you talk about the Pinda mantra and the different mantras, and you're talking about the Maha mantras. Yes. So my understanding was that a Maha mantra was a mantra that could be said without anybody can say the Maha mantra. So like Om Triambakam Mahamrityunjay mantra or Gayatri mantra. So what is the difference between those mantras and the mantras that are the Maha mantras in Lalita Sahasranama?
Okay, that's a very good question. The Maha mantra, if you look at the Trayambakam Yajamahe, you will find more than 20 syllables in that.
Yeah.
So more than 20 syllables is the Mala mantra, not the Maha mantra.
Okay.
So that Maha mantra will be within the 20 limit. So what are the Maha mantras? Which is like, in the Shri Vidya Sampradaya, Panchadashi mantra, Shodashi mantra, Varahi mantra, Nrasimha mantra, Lakshmi mantra. This is a book called Amnaya Mandara. That book has all this Maha mantras actually. These Maha mantras will be mostly, you will find Maha mantras are given by Guru, and you won't choose the mantra, Guru will choose the mantra for you. So those are the Maha mantras. And Mala mantras, anything is beyond the 20 letter syllable, that is the Mala mantra. So like, we say Sudarshana mantra or Mrutyunjaya mantra, all these mantras are called Mala mantras. Even Sudarshana mantra has a Maha mantra and Mala mantra both. Same thing, same thing has a with the Mrutyunjaya also. Mrutyunjaya mantra, you will have a Mrutyunjaya mantra with the 11 syllable also. Then, many times I spoke also, Mahamrutyunjaya has 11 different kinds of Mahamrutyunjayas are there. So each Mahamrutyunjaya is a Mala mantra. Mostly Mala mantras can be done by everyone. That is the reason Mahamrutyunjaya is chanting by people. Or Gayatri is also 24 syllable. So these all are Mala mantras. Now, of course, Gayatri Mahamantra, it says Mahamantra, but it's a Mala mantra.
Thank you, Panditji.
Okay, now, sorry, so now this first three names which you see, Shri Mata, Shri Maharagni, Srimat Simhasaneshwari. These three names you can find in the first three names of the Lalita Sahasranama. So, what does the meaning of Shri Mata, Shri Maharagni, Srimat Simhasaneshwari? If you take meaning, name to meaning is, Shri Mata means mother, Maharagni is the queen, Srimat Simhasaneshwari is who is residing on a nice throne, throne. But here, there is a different meaning here. Shri Mata is a creator. How she is a creator? In Hinduism, we say creator is a Brahma. So how come she is a creator? We all born from mother. Shri is a mother. She is a creator. And how she is a preserver? Shri Maharagni. She protects us like anything. Like, if the kid is going to fall, mother will jump and hold the kid. So that kind of a protection she gives all the time. And Srimat Simhasaneshwari, here you need to understand one thing. She's residing in a Shri Mat. Mat means my, in my heart. The asana is my heart. So she is residing in our own heart. She is not residing around us. She is residing within us. So that is one meaning. Another meaning, Simhasaneshwari. Did you ever seen where she resides? What is her vehicle? Simha. Simha. If you turn that letter Simha, Himsa, Simha, like, she can dissolve, because she can destroy also from there. So what is she destroying? Negativity, not destroying us. So she can take the three roles in the three letters. Shri Mata, Shri Maharagni, Srimat Simhasaneshwari. Now, if you want to do a mantra form, how you should do? Shri Matre Namaha. Shri Mata becomes Shri Matre Namaha. Shri Maharagni becomes Shri Maharagni Namaha. Srimat Simhasaneshwariyai Namaha. Srimat Simhasaneshwari, Srimat Simhasaneshwariyai Namaha. That is the way you can take those mantras and do the japa. Each 1,000, like a total 1,000 names, each mantra, if you do 1,000 times recitation, like, you can see yourself, the energy going around you. I don't need to explain, like, all my talk about the importance of the Lalita Sahasranama. You can experience your own if you do each mantra, do it correctly, properly, learn and do it 1,000 times each mantra. It's a small mantras. It's not going to take long. You can find unanimous results. Now, in this form, we call Chaturbahu Samanvita. In the beginning also I said she has 4 hands, and we will talk later how she acts in the 4 hands. Some people might have a question, oh, Mother Divine has 8 hands, 18 hands, all these questions. But no, Lalita is a very simple form, 4 hands only. Chaturbahu Samanvita Yai Namaha. That is the name, one of the 1,000 names. The shloka is the second shloka in Lalita Sahasranama. Udyadbhanu Sahasrabha Chaturbahu Samanvita Ragaswarupa Pashadhya Krodha Karankushojvala. So the main mantra here is Chaturbahu Samanvitaye Namaha. By doing this mantra, the remedy for controlling our vasanas, controlling our own bad and good habits. Somebody is an addict of something. You give this mantra to them and ask them to do this mantra. Definitely will see a result. So Chaturbahu Samanvitaye Namaha. So she connects, she controls with tanmatras. I'm sure many of you know what are the tanmatras are. She controls with this forehand. If you look at in the picture, she holds in one hand a bow and arrow, and not arrow actually, bow. Arrows are in the form of flowers. The 5 flowers she holds. Those 5 flowers are tanmatras. Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, Sparsha. So there are 5 main tanmatras are there. She controls with that. Raga, Swarupa, Pashadhya. So one hand is a bow and another one is a pasha. Second one is an ankusha. So let's learn what are these 4 means. Panchatanmatrasayakaye namaha. This is also another mantra to control our mind, control our addictions. Panchatanmatrasayakaye namaha. Very simple mantra. So tanmatras are 5. Shabda, sound. Sparsha, touch. Rupa, image. Rasa, taste. Gandha, smell. So how she controls all this? See, again, let's go back to the here. She is like, Chaturbahu Samanvita, Raga Swarupa Pashadhya. Raga is there, and Raga is one hand, which is the, I think, the left hand nose, and another one is Pasha. Pasha is like a thread. She, all our desires, from the day begin, we have a new desire. So to control the desire, she controls by putting a tie on it with the thread, pasha. And ankusha is the noose. Ankusha is called noose, I believe, in English. It's like she holds it with the nose, so it doesn't move anywhere. And then the bow and arrow, she controls the 5 tanmatras, 5 senses of within us. And what are those 5 senses? Because see, the whole human life is controlled within this 5 only. Can you able to say there is a 6th one? We listen, we feel, we enjoy, we taste, we smell. Is there such 6th thing we do? Honestly, nothing. Because this is what our life is, the human life is. So beyond this, there is something. You need to reach there. To reach, you have to control these 5 tanmatras. Because, when our eyes seeing something, okay, you seen this something, who is giving this command? To brain. Brain is giving command to our visual cords. And that through the visual cord we see. And our brain gets a command, okay, yes, this is something, okay, this is deity, this is temple, this is car, this is elephant, this is horse. Now, where that brain gets command from, that is what we understand. We need to understand in Lalita Sahasranama. Later on, we will be learning. One of the mantra is Antarmukha Samaradhya Bahurmukha Sudurlabha. Means to really understand the goddess power in your life, you cannot see by outer. You have to see inside of you. Antarmukha Samaradhya. You have to churn yourself internally, not outer churning. Then you will feel the energy of her. So for that, this mantra will help to self-realization. People ask, this mantra definitely will help. Panchatan matra sajakayi namaha. Now, what are her, again, I'm trying to take some mantras. I'm not taking all 1,000 mantras again in the beginning, as I said, because of the time limit. And so Lalita mantras, what are her duties in the form of Lalita? She does 5 things. Anybody knows about the Nataraja? Shiva also does 5 things. And who does Shiva? Who is the Shiva? Shiva is not different than the Shakti. Without Shiva, there is no Shakti. Without Shakti, there is no Shiva. One thing you need to understand, she is the one who is making Shiva to do all this. Now, let me give you a small example. You have a ghee lamp. Once you light the ghee lamp, what does it happen? In the dark place, the whole dark place will get bright, right? So by lighting the ghee lamp, the whole darkness is gone. So the ghee lamp is a Shiva, and the brightness is the goddess. So without the ultimate truth is the brightness. We need, that is what I always tell my students and in most of my teachings. Whenever you celebrate birthdays, you cut the cake, you blow off the candle. I always teach people, do not blow off the candle, because you're blowing off the candle, you're inviting the darkness into your life. Light a candle, inviting a brightness into your life, and wish and cut the cake. Well, we have to live with, we don't need to live in a total spirituality, but you need to enjoy at the same time, follow the spiritual rules. So here, Jyoti is Shiva, the light is around the Jyoti is Shakti. So that Shiva and Shakti does these 5 duties. Shiva Shakti is both are the same. Shiva Shaktya Yukto. This is again, we are going into Shivananda Lahari. Saundarya Lahari. So the Srishti is the creation, Sthiti is the preserving, Laya is the dissolution, Tirodhanam is the disappearance, Anugraham is the blessing. These 5 duties she does sitting where? She's sitting in our hearts. And our own heart is described in the Manidvipa. Your own heart is a Manidvipa, and there is a small place in your heart that is called Chintamani Gruha. In that Gruha she is residing. So that means you need to make your full body itself a temple. What does that mean? Making body a temple means you need to care of your body, because there is a supreme power, supreme personality is living in our body. So you need to be very careful, and you need to care for your body. Srishti, creation. Pancha Brahmasana Sthita, Pancha Krutya Parayana, Pancha Krutyas, 5 karmas, 5 kriyas she does. She creates in the form of mother, and she, in the few slides back, Sri Mata, Shri Maharajni. She preserves in the form of Shri Maharajni. Srimat Simhasaneshwari, in that form she does the dissolution. And Tirodhanam and Anugraham both will be done in the highest form of her consciousness. So when this whole universe is gone, nothing left. Many people say, hey, this corona is now running, maybe this is the end of the universe. No, this is not end of the universe. But again, it is the process of cleaning the cleaning the whole thing. So you need to understand why this is happened. This is happening for a reason, and this is the Srishti Karya. Srishti, it's not going to run because of I'm running or you're running or who we are. It's running because of Goddess wants to run this way. Now, one thing I forgot here, then Vashinyadi Vagdevasas, they written this Lalita Sahasranama, they had a big meeting, big gathering. Goddess herself, Lalita, she invited all the gods and goddesses. There are thousands of Brahmas came, Vishnu, Shiva, all the Devatas came because inauguration function of Lalita Sahasranama. And then Vashinya, all the Devatas recite this Lalita Sahasranama, and then they initiated to Agastya. So here, Panchakritya Parayana, 5 main things she does, 5 main duties she performs. What are those? Srishti, Sthiti, Laya, Tirodhanam, and Anugraham. Anugraham is, which is again, she will create the creation, because it's not just stopping there. Once this world is ending, next one is coming. So Yuga has to end. That is the cycle according to the astrology. Now, actually, each in the slides you can see the mantra that is a 274 mantra in the 1000. And now this is the 237th mantra. Maha Chatushashti Koti Yogini Ganasevita. So this mantra is Maha Chatushashti Koti Yogini Ganasevitaye Namaha. So Maha Chatushashti Koti Yogini Ganasevitaye Namaha. This is also a 16 syllable. Maha Chatushashti Koti Yogini Ganasevitaye Namaha. You have to chant one breath only. You cannot break. Maha Chatushashti Koti Yogini Ganasevitaye Namaha. You may learn by breaking, but when you chant all 16 syllables together. Maha Chatushashti Koti Yogini Ganasevitaye Namaha. The meaning, Maha Chatushashti Koti, means 64 crores. Crores you can translate in English maybe millions or billions. Yogini Ganasevitaye Namaha. She is getting like 64 billions of devatas are serving 64 billion devatas. How is it possible? So there is a story behind it. There is a, who wrote a commentary to Lalita Sahasranama, his great guru. His name is Bhaskara Raya. He is a great sadhaka, aspirant of Lalita. Every day he used to do Shri Vidya Parayana and Shri Vidya Puja. So in Benares, they used to, a lot of Pundits were there, and then he started writing Bhashya. Actually, there was in Saundarya Lahari, I think there was a shloka, I believe, they talk about Vidyaranya, who wrote the commentary to all the Vedas. He wants to write commentary to Lalita Sahasranama also. So he went to get a permission from the goddess. So goddess said, no, that is not your job. Leave it. He said, why can't I, even though he did not say anything in front of mother, but he has some kind of little ego. When I wrote all the commentary for all the 4 Vedas, why can't I do this? Let me try. He tried many times, and all the time his mind was totally blank. Then he understand this is not my job. So here one thing you need to understand, our job is already prefixed. We do whatever God wants us to do, no matter what others says. So Mahachatu, so here he went to goddess and said, Goddess, forgive me, beyond your word, I went ahead and tried and I couldn't get succeed. So then she said, okay, now call Bhaskara Raya. And Bhaskara Raya given permission by the goddess, and he wrote the commentary to all 1,000 names. And one of the name is called Maha, and the description of his commentary is, he's saying 64 billions gods are serving 64 billions. How it possible? In normal form, you cannot see. See, that is our subtle level of our consciousness. To see certain things, our own eyes are not good enough. He said, okay, come tomorrow, I will show you how the 64 billion gods are serving 64 goddesses. So next morning, all the Pundits went to him, and he did his puja, daily puja. And the Charnamrut, they give a water to drink. Many times when you go to temples, they give Charnamrut. That is very, very powerful. We see only that is a water. No, that is not a water. The water, before it fall onto the lingam or salagrama or deity, it's a water. After fallen on the deity or salagrama or Shivalinga, that becomes a nectar. That becomes very powerful. So he just, take some water from his puja, and he touched all the Pandits' eyes. And then he said, now you see. And he started chanting, Maha Chatushrashti Kotini Yoga, Maha Chatushrashti Koti Yogini Gadasevitaye Namaha. All these Pandits were surprised. They saw the 64 billion gods and goddesses serving each other. That is the power of the mantra. That is the power of the sadhana. You can see subtle things by your sadhana. There was one Pandit used to be, he went, many people goes to temples because of, I had some black magics done somebody and something bad happening to me. So of course you go to temple. You wear the slippers. You take off your shoes outside of the door. You went inside the temple. This negative energy cannot enter into the temple. But this negative energy wait for you at your shoes. Again, you come back, you wear your shoes, again it's there with you. When this will go away, when you surrender in the temple and goddess is appeased by you, your prayer, there is a subtle level. In the subtle level, these things happen. And one Pandit can see this sukshma level. Some people can see this. Normal people cannot see that. He saw there is a light came out of the goddess forehead, and it went and destroyed the demon who is sitting outside near the shoes. And it happened. It's a real story. So things happen. We don't realize what's happening around us. So this mantra, Maha Chatushrashti Yogini Ganasevitaye Namaha, is the one of the mantra which describes about 64 billions of energies around us. We don't realize. We think maybe we are one. I am one. I am I. But no, we controlled by many. Now, this mantra is 108 mantra in the Lalita Sahasranama. Shatchakro parisamsthitaye namaha. Om Shatchakro parisamsthitaye namaha. Sorry. The goddess is residing.
Panditji, it is 6:30 now, so you have 2 minutes, 5 minutes.
I'm almost done. We'll quickly wrap it up. So, Shatchakro parisamsthitaye namaha is talking about 6 chakras: Mooladhara, Manipura, Vishuddha, Sahasrara, Anahata, Agnya, all this chakra. She is residing from the root chakra, from the bottom. This Kundalini energy comes from the bottom to top. That is the word Sri Vidya. She is residing in our Sahasrara, 1000 petals of lotus. And now, especially this mantra will help at present situation. These next 2 mantras, Sarva Vyadhi Prasamanyai Namaha and Sarva Mrutyu Nivarinyai Namaha. especially in the time of Corona, this mantra can be chanted daily and it will be beneficial for everyone. And this is the 58th mantra, Pancha Brahmasanasthitaye Namaha. I already explained this. She is residing in the asana where the Pancha Brahmas are holding her seat. Now, another mantra, Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti Swarupini. She is our willingness, knowledge, and Kriya, karma. She is, I'm just wrapping up quickly because I prepared many slides. I don't know whether it will be enough time or not. So, Antarmukha Samaradhyaya Namaha, I already spoke, you have to invoke internally, not outer world. And then Bahirmukha Sudurlabhaya Namaha, you cannot reach the goddess outer sadhana. Shivas Shakti Karupinyai Namaha, which is the Prakriti and Purusha, Shiva and Shakti together. And at the last, mantra 1000 is Om Lalitambikaye Namaha. This Lalitambikaye Namaha is the mantra, is the one only mantra, and the rest of the 999 mantras are giving her describing about her qualities. So with that I end, and thank you very much for your listening to me. And next 3 weeks after, we are starting a Vishnu Sahasranama, so you can get all the information from ashram. Thank you very much. Om. Let's pray final conclusion prayer. Om. Sahana bhavatu, sahano bhunaktu, sahaviryankaravavahai, yastinamabhidavastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sri Lalita Parabrahmana Charanaravindarpanamastu.